right. See, what past presidents, you continue to have an important role leading the initiative of let us eat cake. So, all right, now I'm going to turn it over to President-elect Shannon Holland to introduce Lena to talk about Calvary.
Thanks, I still got that great clap. All right. Who wants to go to Calvary next June? All right, I love seeing so many guests who are here to hear about it. So let's start with details. Here's where it's going to be in Alberta, Canada. Calgary is a very old city. It's large. It's 1.6 million. It gets very cold there, but not while we are there. We'll be there June 21 through 25. That's the convention. The House of Friendship opens on Saturday. That's June 21st. And then the opening session is on Sunday. That's June 22nd. And it's going to be at Stampede Park. That's where they hold the Calvary Stampede. Now, has anybody been on the convention website yet? Frank has, Ed has, I have, okay. And I know the people who went to Singapore have. You're going to find a lot of information there, actually, and it will have your registration. But we also gave out registration forms last week. There are also some more paper forms, and you saw that when you came in, and you can get one when you go out. So let's talk about first what it's going to cost. Members are $525. Your guests are the same amount unless they're 30 or under. So if you take your adult or younger children, it's going to be $175 for them. If you have younger children, ages 5 to 18, it's $20. That's just one trip to the ATM. And if they're less than 5, it's free. So what do you get for all of that? Oh, first of all, those prices are good from now through December 15th. Then it goes up a little bit more after that. What you're going to get is going to be House of Friendship every day. Who here has ever been to a House of Friendship? Yeah, it's fantastic. Sandy, do you have anything to say about House of Friendship, is it?
There's so much to see, you'll blow your mind.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you'll actually meet a lot of other Rotarians from around the world. They even have little programs, mini 15-minute programs on running your club, better leadership. They'll have those throughout the day. A lot of times you can meet the Rotary International president there. In Singapore, he even gave one of the speeches. They will have something new, something virtual each year. You'll just learn a lot, and they'll also have things for sale there, Rotary things. You'll actually want them, although you think you won't. But they have lots of good stuff for sale, including food. And I don't mean like, well, I mean, they will have cafeteria usually, but they'll have things that are local. And you will see a lot of fellowships, Rotary fellowships. Ed, what's a Rotary fellowship?
It's people of similar interests who are in different Rotary clubs across the world who need to promote their interests. For example, I'm a member of the Rotary Whiskey Fellowship, and we'll be serving samples in Calgary.
There's a wine fellowship, a beer fellowship, but it's not all alcohol. There's also, the funniest thing I saw were a bunch of people from a blood bank. Clubs from around the world formed a fellowship for people who donated blood. They all wore vampire costumes and milled around. You'll see projects as well, things you can donate to, things you can learn about, things you can, just speak with people about. One of the most interesting booths I saw was not a fellowship, but it was actually a Japanese club from Hiroshima, and they were partnering with the club in, I think it was Oak Ridge actually, and so they had a peace project that they were doing together, and the Japanese club gave out cookies from that they had made and brought from Japan, and they had great handouts about promoting peace, and they talked about the work that they do to try to basically bring the two sides together, and they were very successful. It was fascinating. That was a few years ago. I think it was in Lisbon. But you'll get access to the House of Friendship. I have to say, Rotary puts on the most organized convention I have ever attended, including all the law conventions that I've visited over the years. They will have social events. They will have excellent speakers. They will have transportation set up for you around Calgary. It will be included in your registration price. I think Ed last week talked about some of the speakers we've heard over the years: Bill Gates, Jane Goodall, Andrew Young, and then Ashton Kutcher, that's right, about anti-human slavery and anti-trafficking. He actually had an excellent presentation. So even the people who are not the most well-known are vetted and excellent speakers. You will learn things. You will be inspired, not just for Rotary, but actually in growing yourself and your leadership. And you get to come back and tell people about what you've seen, who you've met, and you get to make your club better. Because there are 2 full days of breakout sessions after opening sessions. You'll have an opening session every day, and then there will be breakout sessions that they'll have everything from communications to leadership to project management skills. That doesn't sound very interesting, but it really is, because these are things that are given, these are programs that are given by people from all over the world who are just like us. They've had a success. And so Rotary has tracked them down and asked them to put on a presentation for you. So it's not just Americans, it's people from everywhere. I actually think it's one of the most fascinating things that I do all year is to attend a convention. So, aside from all the networking and all the fun things, there are, as I said, organized by Rotary, several social events. And this year, they're all on the convention website. This year, they have some that are music, they have some that are theater, there's a rodeo, and there's also a host hospitality night. All right, I pause to say the dessert is about to be served. So if you're a past president, please gather at the back table. I hope everybody got a chance to look at our beautiful 109 anniversary cake. Thank you, Allison, for ordering it and then transporting it this morning here. And so thank you very much. And if you don't want cake, just have to stand up here because I do. And then, okay, so I think my most favorite event every year is the least expensive. This is the social events. It's the host hospitality night. If you're going to a convention, register for this when you register for a convention because it always sells out. It's $50 this year. It's a surprise. You don't know where you're going to be or what you're going to do, but it's always been good. It's food, drink, fellowship, and you're hosted by local Rotarians. They want nothing more than to show off the best. They give us the best that they can, and they plan for it, usually for more than 1 year. So definitely register for host hospitality. All of this, again, is going to be on the website. So Ed handed out earlier some sign-up sheets. We also will have one at the front desk. Thank you, Erin, for designing these, Erin Vanderbilt. And again, thank you, we appreciate it. And we also have some we're going to have a club dinner as well. Every year when we go, the president-elect hosts a club dinner. And Ed mentioned this last week, but it will be, we try to keep it at around $100. He's helping me, he's found an excellent place and already made our reservations. And it's going to be at a real Canadian steakhouse. And it will be in downtown Calgary. And we always try to plan it early so we can get the best places. But we'll send out information about that. And in addition to the sign-up sheet, we're also going to have an interest meeting. So if you're interested at all, you're not committing to go, just put your name and information on the sheet and bring it up. Somebody, if you want to bring it up front at the end, that would be great. And we're going to set up a couple of interest meetings and talk more about it. You can, of course, always ask any of us who are going. And we also have some this is very interesting, post-convention options. Lena Shapara, our own, is a travel agent. She's been a travel agent for over 30 years. She has her own business. She clearly does this a lot because I've looked at her website and she has some great looking trips that she's done for other people. Ours looks phenomenal. We have several options and she's got a couple of videos for us to watch. Now, this was the nuts and bolts. Lena's got the good stuff. Lena, can you come up and let's get started on the post-convention trip.
So you should have some pamphlets on your tables, and that's just kind of a sample itinerary for 3 days. We have a couple of options. The itinerary goes as this. The first day is just kind of a quick tour of downtown Calgary, kind of seeing the tower, the stampede grounds, the Stephen Avenue, and the 1988 Winter Olympics site. Then, same day, we'll be traveling west, Trans-Canada Highway, to the foothills of the majestic Rockies. Going into Lake Louise, there staying 1 night at the renowned Fairmont Chateau. And then traveling still west, going to see the jewel of the Rockies. You'll see the Victoria Glacier in the background, the beautiful emerald colored lakes, and which leaves a lasting memory in your mind. And also see it from the Fairmont Chateau, where we will be staying there for 1 night. Next morning, heading to Banff and staying there a couple of nights at the Red Rock, the renowned Red Rock, and staying there also you can see the crystal blue lakes, the snow-capped mountains. Along the way, you will have a lot of wildlife to see, such as elk, moose, grizzly bears, mountain goats. There's some also excursions on the side that you can be taking, such as the ice tour, the Ice Explorer Glacier on the ice coaches. So it's just a lot of fun, mesmerizing, beautiful, majestic scenery. The next day, heading to the the Banff National Park, which is first and most famous. Again, Emerald Lakes, the Sulphur Hot Springs. You can also take a gondola ride on the Sulphur Mountain. So there's so much to do and see, but you've got a really dynamic tour in place for about 3 days. I'll give you a little clip here that I found on Instagram. If that's not inspiring enough, I don't know what is. It is absolutely breathtaking. If you want to show that, please. Sorry, it could not be any bigger on the screen because it's Instagram. But as you can see, it's breathtaking. Then what we have on the side, 3 nights is not enough, which is the very famous Rocky Mountaineer. If you have seen that, maybe Addison can show us a clip of that. And that is a glass top dome where you can see the glaciers, you can see these Rocky Mountains as you're traveling from Banff to Vancouver for 2 days. It's actually a 2-day trip, but you don't get to spend the night on the train. You stop at Kamloops, and there will be a hotel there, but someone will take care of your luggage, and you stay there for the night, but then breakfast and lunch will be aboard the train. It's, again, completely breathtaking. And there's 2 levels on this Rocky Mountaineer. There's the gold and the silver. So, I can tell you more about it, but we would love to know the interest of how many people, because price matters, and the price depends on how many people actually will be joining. The bigger the number, the less the price, the less the cost. What we're doing is we're including all the tours and all meals, breakfast and dinner daily for the 3-day stay at Lake Louise and Banff. And for the Rocky Mountaineer, it includes breakfast and lunch daily, and all the alcohol and drinks. So it would be nice to know, and again, please, with a sign-up sheet, if you can let us know who will be joining, and then we can actually have a more accurate cost. Yeah, thank you.
We are so fortunate. Oh, I see Susan in the back with a question, or maybe a comment.
When when I was in Singapore, I met someone from Calgary, and when we were talking, he said, please, if you're trying to make a reservation for Calgary, get the hotel reservation as soon as possible. We do not have as many hotels as Singapore. And I immediately went online to check, and he was right. The closest hotels are almost all gone. The closest one to the convention is at the airport, which is about 13 miles away. So if you're thinking about it, make your hotel reservation as soon as possible.
Great. Thank you, Susan. And for those who are online, Susan encouraged to go ahead and check it out because the hotel inventory does not compare to Singapore and fills up fast. So from a world traveler, appreciate that advice. And thank you again, Leah, for all of your work and preparation and putting together what is sure to be an incredible experience for our club. And thank you, Shannon, for your work. Now, I said it earlier, but we really look good for 109. And now we get to celebrate that, celebrate ourselves, learn a little bit about each other in here maybe, because I'm going to call up to the podium, back up to the podium, President-elect Shannon Holland and past Vice President Rob Johnson for what is surely to be an entertaining and informative trivia session celebrating our 109th birthday. Shannon and Rob.
I don't know how informative this is, but I do want to say thank you again to Lena. Y'all, the Fairmont, where she has us, she actually has these rooms reserved for us. And the Fairmont is on the banks of Lake Louise within Banff National Park. One room is $1,780. That's one night, just a basic room. She's got us a great deal, and it includes dinner. And then we have 2 nights at a resort. And actually, the train trip, if you just Google Rocky Mountaineer, you'll see it. This is I hate the term bucket list, this is a bucket list item for people. Sandy Martin, didn't you and David do it? Fabulous, she says. So thanks, Dad, that's great. All right, now, one last thing about the convention. Who's already registered? All right, please come forward. You have, and pick a gift for yourself, the ones that are wrapped up here. Got a couple more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for registering. We appreciate it. Yay. Yes, you can have a photo. All right. Okay, so this is like the newlywed game. Let's see how well you know the people sitting next to you and maybe what you're willing to reveal about yourself. Rob Johnson started this a few years ago. We do it about once a year, and I always think it's hilarious. So thank you to those who answered the email call and sent me a few things back. And then, as always, Rob has some good questions for the rest of us. Rob, you want to start?
I'll start with that. There is a member within our club that when he was a child, for Halloween, he dressed up as an IRS agent, that's Internal Revenue Service. Now, who on earth would want to do that to these precious families in the neighborhood? You open the door and there's an IRS agent there. Anybody have a guess as to who that might be? It's actually Chris Lambert.
I didn't even knew that.
That's horrible.
And I think that deserves a prize.
Oh.
How about a nice rotary cooler?
Thank
There
you.
go.
Thank
Okay, as I ask these questions, if this applies to you, just go ahead and stand up. So our first question of the day is, who has been married the longest? So let's just say if you've been married 30 years or more, go ahead and stand up. 30 years or more. Okay, let's go with 35 years. 35 years. Okay, 40 years.
To the same person or?
45 years. 50 years? Okay, let's hear from you real quick. How many years? We're gonna find out who's been married the longest. 54. 57. Frank?
52.
52.
57.
57. 55.
58.
Winner right there.
Hey, don't
We have some gifts. He wins a Centennial Rotary Centennial book.
That's right. Lena, you want to hand that to me?
Now let's find out who has been married the least number of years. If you have been married 3 years or less, please stand up. We have any 3 years or less, 5 years or less?
6 this year.
6 this year. Bill?
3.5.
3.5. I think Bill's the winner. Okay, our next question today is who here has the most pets? Now, we have to define pets. Your spouse does not count. Dogs and cats only. No guinea pigs, no pet fish, no lizards, just dogs and cats. So anybody that has 3 or more pets, go ahead and stand up. Oh, wow. Okay, 4 or more pets. 5 or more pets? Okay, let's hear. Let's hear from each one of you.
I got 3 cats and 2 dogs.
3 cats and 2 dogs.
5 cats.
5 cats.
One of them's named Smokey, since I wouldn't get a blue ticket.
I wouldn't last 5 minutes in your house. I'm allergic to cats. Okay, we have this sports category, sports and leisure. Please stand if you played a college sport. College sport. And let's hear from you real quickly what sports you played in college.
Cross country, track, and swimming.
Wow. Okay, Sam.
Football and basketball.
Okay.
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Where did you play volleyball?
CLA. Go Bruins!
And yeah, mention your school as well.
Soccer, Queens, Charlotte.
Ran track at the Citadel.
Gymnastics at Texas Tech.
I saw you in Paris.
Track at White
Tennis at De Anza College did not make the team at UCLA.
Who has the most unusual hobby? And the way I want to do this, I just want you all to talk amongst yourselves, and we'll give you about 30 seconds. Find out who has the most unusual hobby, and then we'll just have you popcorn and stand up. The winner of this is going to get a Centennial book. If you don't think you have an interesting hobby, you don't even need to stand up. So we just need one representative from each table to just tell us what your most unusual hobby is. We'll start with this one right here.
Geocaching.
Geocaching.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a hidden object somewhere in the world.
Oh.
He's got them in 47 states.
I've done it in all 95 states, or counties of Tennessee, 47 states, and like 3,600 fines.
Wow.
It's called an addiction.
Kim.
I was encouraged to share one of my hobbies, adult beverages with live music.
Any other tables want to be in contention for the prestigious Rotary Centennial book?
Beekeeping.
Anybody else?
I think we're stretching here, but I like machetes.
I did not know that.
Wow. Let's stay on Tyler's good side. Okay, You know what, I don't know that we can determine a winner on this, but this is very interesting listening from the club. So,
Beekeeping.
beekeeping is the winner? Okay, you get the winner. Okay, we have a member in our group that married a client that she met while they were on a sales call, a 1-800 number sales call. And this client called a travel agency, Clue, for an airline ticket, and they fell in love over the phone. And they have been happily married for 30 years. Lena Shatar. It's unbelievable. I don't know that I've asked this question before, but I was looking forward to the answer for this. If you can play 2 or more instruments, please stand up. You know, if it's piano, violin. Okay, 2 or more instruments. Oh, this is not even fair. Okay, let's see, what can you play? Piano and flute? Okay.
Piano, flute, and guitar, and the bassoon, I play bassoon.
What, how many?
Go for it.
I'm done. Well,
Oh, piano and most of the instruments in New York.
This is the director of The Joy of Music here in town. Unfair. Unfair. Piano and violin.
He wins. Piano and all the brass instruments.
Okay, I like this category more than any of the categories. I just title it never. In other words, you've never done this particular thing. So we're gonna find out who has never been to Dollywood. So if you'll stand, if you've never been to Dollywood. Okay, we've got about 7 or 8 people that have never been to Dollywood. Okay, that's good.
Now, I did go to Silver Dollar City, is that?
You get partial credit. Please stand if you have never been on a hike in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Mary Ann Moore, are you still?
Yeah, I've been to Kate's Cove.
I'll give you credit. Okay, so you've not been on a hike yet? That's right. We'll ask you again next year.
Only 2 or 3 years, that's not enough time, right?
I need you to talk to Sandy Mark. If you don't know Sandy, go ahead.
Okay, so Mark would give you a 109-year anniversary cookie. Will that be enough to get you interested in hiking? Wait, if it's not,
Is that
Stacy.
sugar in it?
Oh, it's delicious. It's right up here with me.
Yes,
Come
I
see
know.
Lena. All right.
If you have never been to Disney World, please stand. If you've never been to Disney World in Florida. So 2 of us. Okay. Never been to the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
5 of us. Never seen any of the Star Wars movies. 0. No Star Wars movies. I've noticed this table over here is standing at me a lot. They need to get out more. Never been to Buc-ee's Travel Center. Never been to Buc-ee's. Shannon says you're not missing anything. Okay, we've asked this one before, but it's a very interesting question. Please stand if you have met the President of the United States. And the requirement is they have to be in office, a current president, while you've met them. You've shaken hands with them, you've been in a room with them. And so we're gonna go around the room and, okay, well, Towns, we'll start with you. Who did you meet? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you say Abraham Lincoln? I do this every year, too. She knows it's coming.
Carter Reagan.
Carter, Reagan, Nixon.
Louder. I can't remember.
I worked in Washington, I was at the White House. Oh.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton. George W. George W.
I touched, in 1972, I touched Richard Nixon's coat. Maybe stretching the map.
No, that counts, that counts.
That's several, but I shook Ronald Reagan's hand.
Clinton.
Barack Obama and the current president when he was vice president.
George H.W. Bush.
Obama. George W.
George W. and I have a signed constitution.
Right.
Bill Clinton and both Bushes.
Okay. Okay, we're down to the last 3 or 4 questions, and you guys have been a wonderful audience today. What member cared for the grandmother of Marilyn Manson and the father-in-law of Bob Seger towards the end of their lives? What member cared for the grandmother of Marilyn Manson and the father-in-law of Bob Seger towards the end of their lives? Tamara 5.
Oh, man.
Who has been to an Elvis Presley concert? Please stand.
That's in Star Wars, which is the
He was, I remember the lyrics.
So we've had about 8 or 10 to go to an Elvis concert. And who has been to a Taylor Swift concert? Who has tickets for an upcoming Taylor Swift concert? Okay, here's our last question. This is a speeding ticket question.
We can help with that.
Who here has more than 10 speeding tickets? Please stand. Actually, I may have this one. Who here has more than 15 speeding tickets? I think I have about 23. Yes.
You deserve a vote.
Somebody get a vote. So, did you want to ask this one of the last questions about? Shannon has a good question for us.
All right, we did not get to everybody, so we're gonna save it for next time, but we're gonna end on David Letterman. Who here at age 10 took an invention on the David Letterman show?
Stupid venture. Describe what the invention was.
Oh, I'm gonna let this person describe what the invention
Was
of.
it the Velcro suit?
No, had to do with the dog. Any guesses? Will the winning Rotarian please stand up? It was Aaron. Aaron, tell everybody about your experience.
Thank you very much. So every year my school participated in Invent America, which at the time was held nationally in schools across the U.S. I won first place in either my grade or in my school. I went to Sacred Heart. And the Dave Letterman show went through the first place winners across the country and found the 10 weirdest. So the producer called my house and told my mom that I had one of the weirdest inventions in the country. And it was, to be honest, part of this credit goes to my brother because he and I worked on it together, Garrett. And he sent me with a picture of himself to show on the Dave Letterman show as well.
But it's an ultra umbrella. My dog was a schnauzer and he was very afraid of going out when it rained. So we developed a harness that strapped around his little body that would hold an umbrella, so he would never have to get wet. The whole story is that comedian before the time of us kids went on stage ran over, so we did go on the show. We shook his hand and we waved, but our segment was cut short.
Congratulations. On your way out, we have delicious holiday 109-year-old cookies. So enjoy them, they're on sale. Grab one of the papers.
Great job, Shannon and Rob. Thank you all. This is always a very fun meeting. You get to learn a lot of interesting things. Tamara, we could have a whole program on your experience. And Aaron, I mean, and then Bruce, you touching Richard Nixon's sports cup or whatever. It provides even more realization behind the backgrounds and all the really great experiences that each of you all share. And when you do your member moment, don't be afraid to share some of that stuff when you come up here. It's a lot of fun. Otherwise, they'll find it out. All right, a few closing remarks. It is our tradition, as you know, to give a book to East Knox Elementary. So today's speakers, our program chairs, are going to be Shannon and Rob are going to sign the book, and Lena, and it's going to go to East Knox Elementary. So the book this week is Today is the Birthday of the World. So very fitting. So, all right, and then I'd like to thank all of our visiting guests for coming today. Thank you to each of you for making the time to visit us. I look forward to seeing you all again. As a reminder, next week we're at the Tennessee Valley Fair. Please turn in your RSVP to Allison, and that way we'll know. The meeting will begin at 6:30 and it'll be very quick so that you can have a lot of fun on the fair side. And now I'm going to turn it over to Sharon Hudson to lead us. Oh, yes, Annette.
Where's the board meeting next week? No board meeting, sorry. Thank you.
Very good. I got confused too, so thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Sharon Hudson.